I think I have to agree with Ms. Robinson. I think the most pressing issue is the embezzlement. And that's got to be brought to a conclusion. The public has to know what happened, how it happened, who was involved, make sure it never happens again. And so I think that's a pressing issue.
Welcome back to What's Cooking with Renee. I am your host, Shay Renee, and we have a special episode today. We have the mayor candidates for the city of Pasadena here, and we're featuring a few candidates, and we're doing a debate shortly. So today I have Bill Thompson here. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure, thank you.
So let's get right into it. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Sharon, Pennsylvania, and I was raised in Pennsylvania. My father was a civil engineer, and so he moved around a bit. And most of my time, I think, was probably spent in St. Mary's, Pennsylvania, where I went to high school and met my wife.
Nice. So what was your childhood like?
Well, I was an only child, and so that was kind of interesting. And I guess I got special attention because of that. And there were times when I would prefer to have had some siblings, I think. For example, when we would come to vacations, my parents were from other areas, and so I would get taken from where I was in Pennsylvania playing baseball or whatever it might be down someplace else. And so other than that, it was wonderful. My parents were fantastic. I'm really very grateful to them.
I love it. So who do you admire the most? Like, who are your idols?
Winston Churchill is, I think, by far the person I admire the most, because if you look back in history and read about him in the Second World War and his role in that, it would be a tremendously different world today but for Winston Churchill. And so I have great respect for him. I think also in terms of U.S. people, Dwight Eisenhower comes to mind. I don't think he gets enough credit for the role that he played in the Second World War, leading the U.S. and Allied forces in their attacks on the invasion of France in Normandy, for example, was work between Churchill and Eisenhower and others, and tremendously well done. And so I think, again, he's an individual for whom I have great respect.
So who do you have the least respect for?